kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 for Miami. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
The ball carrier.
Hard to believe, Charles, that it was just this time last year that he was the one handing the ball off. Now he's running the football, and it's his high school teammate Tommy Matthews handing it to him.
Yeah, it says a lot about the dedication to the team, doesn't it? Because you know he wanted to stay at quarterback and compete for the job. But once Coach Red O'Brien made the decision that Tommy Matthews was going to be his guy, and remember, just a year ago, what were we hearing? Red, you can't win with 2 quarterbacks. You can't do it that way. Well, he's made a decision, a firm decision for his team, and now he's putting them both on the field at the same time, hoping for great results.
And, CD, I'd also say this, in an era where there are so many transfers, especially at the quarterback position, hats off to him for finding a new spot at running back and wanting to work with Tommy Matthews.
Yeah, no doubt about it for him. It's the team, the team, the team.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Well, CD, just taking a step back for a moment, looking at this matchup. This is one you and I and really the entire nation has had circled on the calendar.
Yes.
When you get an early season matchup like this with 2 of the best teams, a packed house, it's really going to be something.
I agree with that totally. I circled mine in Sharpie. I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure it wasn't pencil, right? We couldn't wait for this one. The atmosphere, intense. But think about the run-up to this game. And I think a lot of times, teams that shy away from playing these types of games, they miss the benefits of their preseason. You roll into this one, the entire offseason, your team is looking at this game, focused on it, and sometimes you get more work out of your guys. And best part about this one of these 2 teams has a chance to win back-to-back national championships.
Yeah, so they certainly have a target on their back. They are the team that everybody is eyeing to take down, and it starts here in this one.
Open man is Henderson. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. 28 yards. And the Hurricanes have taken the early lead.
Well, for a kid that started his career as a quarterback, he's certainly showing a lot of conviction carrying the football.
Yeah, he is running with some power, and I think he's running some frustration out of his system, don't you think, partner? Because you know he wants to still be a quarterback. But Coach Red O'Brien made the switch. He has gone along with it. I think he just wants to show that he can contribute and contribute in a big way. And the way he's running the football, there's no doubt about it. They've made the right choice.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
5-yard line.
He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The ball carrier.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
This complete to the tight end, Clay.
Flynn's pass.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
A
We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Back out there for their next offensive drive, the Hurricanes get set. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you run in the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, from our vantage point up here in the booth, and look, we have the luxury of kind of seeing the entire play from a bird's eye view, but his knowledge of blocking schemes seems pretty impressive.
Oh, I would agree with that totally, and I think it's similar to wide receivers that flip over to become defensive backs. Okay, you know what receivers are going to do because you used to do it that way. Well, as a former quarterback, he can...
And he will take this in for a Miami touchdown.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8-ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
So following the touchdown, here's the Miami kick team to send this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Trojan offense ready to get their next drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays.
Number 24.
Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Intended for number 82.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10. USC gets set here, 1st and 10. Now a draw play. Here's Charles. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
49.
On 2nd down now. It's Charles. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
The tackle made.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, Flynn eluding the pressure right. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
5-yard pickup. It's now 4th down.
The USC punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Trojans, nothing.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on fourth down. Fighting his target, it's Ward. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll run from the gun with Charles. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. 17 yards. And that'll be good enough for the first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
To throw on third down, Flynn. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And his kick is indeed good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the University of Miami, their offense ready to get the drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Delay of game, offense.
Oh, no.
That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17.
Operating from the gun, Matthews. He'll hit Jackson complete. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Leads to 3rd.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Matthews, and that's complete to Gilmore. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a first down.
The 37-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
The Hurricanes now 1st and 10. On first down, Coley. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Ball carrier.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They'll try the left side. Coley. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
On third down, Coley.
That's good. 4.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a give, right side. Coley. And he's got some space here. And he will take this in for a Miami touchdown. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Stand 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The SC offense about set to take over here. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Looking to throw on second down. Flynn going underneath for Charles. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Step, the ball comes out, and the defense has come up with it.
That play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down the defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
Following the fumble recovery, Matthews. That's caught by Jackson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
1st and 10.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run the counter. Coley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 13. Good for a first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 for Miami. Off play action. Matthews. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll run on first down. Coley. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Hurricanes add on to their advantage.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Trojan offense ready to get their next drive started. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. That's complete to Ward. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Ward. A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. This time they stay on the ground.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Hurricanes 28, Trojans 3.
So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports?
And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback.
The SC offense about set to take over here. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
We'll see what they have up their sleeve. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
It's caught at the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
The Hurricanes now with a 1st and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
He was brought
Now, we're seeing Matthews handing the ball off to his running back a lot more this one. It kind of seems like Coach O'Brien has changed up his offensive strategy a bit for the national championship.
I feel like he's gone back to his defensive coordinator roots here, Brandon, because Coach Red O'Brien, as a DC before he became a head coach, he saw the game one way. Now he's seeing it a little bit differently. I think he took a step back and said he lost most of his own defense last year. They were dominant at times. Now he's trying to slow the tempo a little bit, establish the run, and take charge of the game and take charge of the tempo this way.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th.
And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
intercepted.
They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys, let's go. Come on, capitalize on this one.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game.
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The Hurricanes now 1st and 10. They run the counter. Turner. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Already too often in this game, we've seen him break runs to the 2nd and the 3rd level. And I think this defense has been way too focused on their passing game. At some point, they've got to understand that the running game is hurting them as well. That last run, that bit them again.
On 2nd down, Coley. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, I don't think they're making any secret of what they want to do right now. They want to control the clock, keep the ball away from the other team. You just wonder, did they start to shut it down a little bit too early? I think what they're counting on, though, if they continue to move the ball and get significant gains, their energy will stay high, and they won't go into hiding too quickly.
They'll keep it on the ground. Coley. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Miami field goal.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Trojan offense ready to get their next drive started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. The 2nd down play, not much better than the 1st, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Screen pass to Charles. Fighting through, and he's got space. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
It's a gain.
Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards. Throwing on first down. Flynn. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
First down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Back now here on EA Sports.
31.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. A first down carry here for Charles. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Ball carrier.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
USC.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
On first down, Flynn. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete in the end zone.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. A fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone, we're thinking we're giving up 3, we just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
3 yards remain for second down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Coley. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Good for a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
On first down, Coley. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
To throw on second down, Matthews. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
So here's a 1st and 10 for Miami. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
7-yard line.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. It's caught by Jackson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Well, partner, there's a pretty easy explanation for his success in this one. He's very comfortable throwing the football. Did you just see that one? In the pocket, no real pressure, yet to be sacked today. When he's that comfortable, that leads to those types of completions.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
A really solid performance against a ranked opponent as they add a big win to the left-hand column.
I want to talk about a story that's making the rounds, and that's the Heartbreak Kids and their indelible bond. Once again, taking college football center stage at the championship game later on tonight. It has been truly amazing and truly inspirational to watch this amazing journey that these kids have been on from start to finish to this point, showing off their character, their grit, their determination, their heart has been on full display for all of us to behold. And I normally don't say this, but I, for one, will be a Heartbreak Kid in spirit as they take the field in this big game tonight.
A season's worth of Saturdays all comes down to this. The final in New Orleans, home of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome and the 2020 College Football Playoff National Championship. It's the Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes. Here we go, the matchup we've been waiting for. Buckle in as we are off in the College Football Playoff National Championship from New Orleans. taken in the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
They start the drive with Jennings. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
A gain of 13. It's a first down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down now, Coley, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
2nd and 10.
They run the counter. Coley. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 3rd down, Coley. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. Go quickly and a tackle, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Hurricanes have taken the early lead.
So he's able to take it in, Charles, for his first rushing touchdown of the evening.
Yeah, congratulations to him. But right now, I'm thinking like an NFL GM or a personnel guy. I'm watching his development as a runner, and boy, oh boy, am I thinking to myself, can I get him, really continue to mold him, and make him an even better player on the next level, because I can run halfback options with him. And by the way, He could be my emergency quarterback. Could open up a roster spot for me as well.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Gator offense about ready to get this next drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
White's pass complete.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
The Hurricanes now 1st and 10. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
He broke off a pretty nice run there, and as he has runs like that, Charles, keep in mind he's doing it against one of the best defenses in the entire country.
And I remain impressed with how he's made the transition from quarterback to running back. Knowledge of the blocking scheme. You know he studies every game plan just like a quarterback, so he sees the defenses like he would under center. That's making his job a little bit easier as he runs against this good defense, as you pointed out.
Yeah, and we say it all the time, but speaking of making jobs easier, it makes the quarterback, Tommy Matthews' job so much easier when those running lanes are open because it's going to open up that passing game as well.
Throwing again. Matthews. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there. Because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield. So they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Delay of game, offense.
Are you serious?
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the gun, Matthews launching one for Henderson. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to be knocked down inside the 20 at the 15. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll run on 1st down. Backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
3rd and 7.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Hurricanes 7, Gators nothing.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, Coley. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they continue to hand him the rock at running back. He's been a real workhorse so far in this game.
And he's given his friend and quarterback, Tommy Matthews, some real security back there because even in heavy traffic, he's rarely losing yardage. He's falling forward on every carry. Guess what? People have to start coming into the box a little bit more on defense. That should open up the passing lanes for Tommy Matthews downfield.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to begin their next drive. Here's the Florida offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st and 10, White. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To throw again. White. That's taken in by the tight end Perkins. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Out of the gun, it's White. He came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's taken at a 25. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out there for their next offensive drive. The Hurricanes get set. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're looking for another field goal. They're looking for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now here's a 1st and 10 for Miami. Looking to throw. Matthews. Oh, scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
On 1st down, Coley. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Hurricanes add on to their advantage. And always a good 1st half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I get some more. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
5-yard line.
The Gator offense about ready to get this next drive started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay,
you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's White. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Intended for number 37.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. White. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now Ellington. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Coley. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Now another timeout called for by the offense
as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. The Hurricanes now 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Matthews is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
On the deep ball. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw again, Matthews. They'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Hey. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before break. Matthews, he's going to launch it for Washington. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. This sure would be one heck of a story as the Hurricanes now sit 2 quarters away from a national championship.
Gators, nothing.
Who's going to celebrate as national champions? 2 quarters to find out as we get set for the final half of the college football season. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
34-yard line.
Here's the University of Miami, their offense ready to get the drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Hey, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A gain of 5. Good for a first down.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
Touchdown, Miami.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Hurricanes 24, Gators nothing.
So following the touchdown, here's the Miami kick team to send this one away.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
Ready to begin their next drive. Here's the Florida offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Second and 10 at the
So following the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. White. Pressure comes and down he goes. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. This one caught by Beasley. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
It's taken to the 26. Excellent move by Langford. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Back out there for their next offensive drive. The Hurricanes get set. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Will they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Looking to throw on second down. Matthews. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the third down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence. And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
First and 10, Florida. Here's Ellington. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat for the first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
This is Ellington. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
The ball carrier.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Now, this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a first and 10. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And he'll get it down to 47 here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the ground, Ellington. He picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, they run with Ellington. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Well, throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and run for it. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. They come up short here on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. On 1st down, Tony. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Look, already running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver, but he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front, so if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him, picks up 3 on that carry.
Dances by him. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Gator offense about ready to get this next drive started. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on
line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
8-yard line.
From the gun, White. Fire in the middle, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And Jennings has it. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 17 yards there on 3rd down as they pick up a 1st and 10.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down.
No gain on
this run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field downfield.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. The Gators now with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. White. And he finds Beasley complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They run a draw here on second down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Now they got to get to the line quickly. And that will be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think can absorb that contact.
Going for it all. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
They'll run on first down. Coley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
We've talked about his transition to running back and how impressive it's been. Gosh, I seem to be more impressed as he goes with his vision, Charles. He seems to see the lanes much better than most running backs.
Oh, and let me continue that with you, because I like what you spotted there. That vision to see where the hole is going to be or where it won't be and make a move in a cut. To anticipate where the blocking is going to be downfield, read that and cut off of it. But how about his vision and understanding that once he made the move to running back, it was time to get in the weight room a little bit more, get stronger, get more physical. He's breaking some tackles as well.
And speaking of that strength, there was a strength coach before the last game that told us he improved his squat by 100 pounds just in 3 months alone. That goes to show that lower body strength that he has.
On second down, Coley. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw. Matthews. He's going to launch it for Washington. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The Hurricanes now with a 1st and goal. So that'll do it. For the first time since 2001, the Miami Hurricanes are the national champions.
So that truly a champion's performance. Weapons galore on the offensive side of the football, and they finish things off in style as they will be crowned the champions of the college football world.
Hey, you know, it was really great what you did.
What do you mean?
I know you could have gone to the draft last year, but instead you risked everything to come back here and help us. It means a lot to me, man.
Hey, we've been through it all together, man. You know I love you like a brother. So, are you feeling thankful enough to finally admit that I'm Batman?
Come on, let's not get carried away now. But hey, I will admit, you're no Robin.
Okay. Well, at least there's that.
Superman.
Supes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can work with that.
Yeah, you know, he's Batman's equal, his biggest rival. And even though they battle it out from time to time, they always wind up back as close friends.
I can definitely work with that.
But hey, just in case you ever go stepping out of line, you should know that I always keep an extra thing of kryptonite on me at all times.
You might need that in the NFL. Against me. No cap.
Well, that was certainly a college career for the ages. And it was my honor to be there with you guys through that part of your journey. And I just want to thank you for taking us through that. Now, we're closing in on another critical chapter, the NFL Combine.
So, the NFL Combine, I spent so much time preparing for it, but some things you can't ever really say you're ready for. That's how the week felt to me. I walked away from the press conference feeling a buzz. I said a lot of things, but will my performance back it up? No. No, this cannot be happening. Okay. Oh, man, okay. Think. What's the last place you looked at him?
If you knew where you last saw them, they wouldn't be lost now, would they?
Yeah, thanks. A lot of help you are. Oh, you're rich.
Say it with me now. Eisen.
Right, Eisen. You're Rich Eisen, big fan. I'm gonna be the laughing stock of your next broadcast, aren't I?
Depends. You gonna run the 40 barefoot? I may have a little fun with you, but don't worry. I won't make you a running joke, huh? Come on. I thought it was pretty good.
Maybe not your best, but I'll tell you what. You let me wear your cleats, I'll laugh at any joke you have. I mean, seriously, I'm desperate.
Try 'em on. See if they fit. What's the verdict?
Perfect fit, but honestly, and I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but they're a little damp. They're like really damp. Did you go swimming in these?
Thought you said you were a fan. If you were, then you'd know I just ran my annual Run Rich Run 40 for charity.
Right. How'd it go?
Let's just say my days of keeping up with Saquon Barkley are behind me. Maybe you'll fare better than I did out there.
What was your time?
5.98, baby.
Well, I can't do any worse. I've seen statues move faster than that.
All right, well, I want you to go out there and post a time of at least 4.6. Think you could swing that?
Of course. 4.6? I can do that barefoot.
That sounds like a challenge to me.
Less challenging now that I don't have to do it barefoot, thanks to you and your cleats.
Now that is what I like to hear. You're going to be helping those kids at St. Jude more than you know. Go get them, champ. Hope those shoes bring you good luck and an even better 40 time.
Thanks again, man. Yep, I feel it.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the NFL Scouting Combine. I'm Rich Eisen, and I'll be your tour guide as we meet the next crop of elite NFL talent. We're going to start things off with my personal favorite, the event that can break the spirit of any man, the 40-yard dash. First up, we've got one half of America's darlings, the Heartbreak Kids, an intriguing draft prospect to say the least. We'll see him up next for the skills portion of this year's NFL Scouting Combine.
Okay. Ready. 10 black. Let's go.
Well, today, had a little bit of it all. Select few guys who may have just cemented their place as one of the top picks in the upcoming NFL Draft. Until next time, I'm Rich Eisen. Welcome to the 2020 NFL Draft. Sure, the experts have done 2.7 million. Welcome back to the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft.
Hey, this is the offensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears. How you feeling right now?
Oh, everything's great, Coach.
Well, look, son, we've been following you for quite some time, and we believe you could be an integral part of this team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much this means to me. And I'm ready to do whatever it takes to show you I'm worth your pick.
I know you will. I'll expect you to show up ready, okay?
I'll be the first one there. Can't wait.
And I'm just getting confirmation that the pick is in. Let's take it to the podium to see who the next pick in the draft is going to be. What a phenomenal pick. This kid has shown some elite abilities on the field. He's a freak athlete, totally capable of taking over a game in the right system.
This is the player card. Here you can see your strengths and weaknesses by looking. This is your development trait, superstar and superstar.
Deep. This rookie class is very deep, and perhaps no one is more hyped from this class than Tommy Matthews' old partner in crime, who was just selected in the top 10. My level of excitement for the start of the season is perhaps only rivaled by my excitement to see just what that kid's capable of doing on an NFL field. There hasn't been this kind of hype and intrigue since Tesla's Cybertruck release. So the big question I have for this year is, will this rookie sensation succumb to the hype, or will he rise to the top? Guess we'll find out soon enough after the Week 1 games get underway.
Being such a high draft pick comes at a cost. Mainly, everyone expecting you to resurrect the franchise. What helped you adjust to NFL life?
I took every rep in practice seriously. Each one could be the difference in me getting on the field or not.
Fellas, we're not done yet. We still got more practice to go. We've had a good week so far. Let's make sure we finish the same way. Sunday's opponent is a tough one, so we need to be great out here today, okay?
Hut, 30, yellow. No conversation, ain't got time for no debate. It's fornication. Don't try my patience. Do I want for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. I know right to the bed until we all got them buckets. Yeah, the footsteps coming, cause I'm coming. Ready, 10 black.
Now that's what I'm talking about, fellas. I don't know what happened between last week and this week, but today was a great practice. And this coaching staff is loving it. You guys consistently do that, and I see a lot of victories in our future.
It's not easy being a rookie. The excitement, the pressure, the fanfare, the interviews, the draft process. Plus, there's a lot of players banking on you to make them successful too. It was still the early days, but my team and I were getting to know each other, building the bond that would keep us strong and competitive through the coming season. It was a press conference before our first game of my rookie season, but the reporters didn't waste any time filling me in on what the world was saying. I was glad they asked because it helped me hone in on my ultimate goal. I was going to work as hard as I could to make sure that the team and I were holding up the Lombardi Trophy at the next Super Bowl.
Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Chicago Bears. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we have arrived at another new season. I had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flopping. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
The shotgun snap for Stanford. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So now here are the Bears with excellent field position to start off. And a look here at their go-to guy under center. First and 10. Coley. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Incomplete. It's now second and 10.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Nice gain there by the second-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year. But what the Bears need from him, improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s, look out. He can control the game with his running.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
It's a gain of 10.
But, Charles, you think about the quarterback position in the National Football League. Look, I think we can agree you can't win without a good one. And this organization was sold on this young man from the very beginning.
They certainly were. They loved what they saw from him in college. I think a lot of it was the ability to process quickly and make decisive decisions. Able to get rid of the football to the right targets, never ruffled. And it's a beautiful thing if you're that guy where you come in, you know, right away. You're the guy. This is your team. You acclimate as the season goes on. The flip side is everyone expects you to be great right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, it's not always instant success. Kyler Murray last year, Cardinals go 5-10-1, although some didn't expect them to do that well. But Sam Darnold the year before, Jets just 4-12, so it's not always roses from day one. Looking to throw. Coley. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Jimmy Graham.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
At the 14.
A nice throw right there, Charles. And this is a quarterback who said he wants to take this team to the playoffs because he was asked this week, what do you want more? You want to go to the playoffs or would you rather win Rookie of the Year? I think we would understand why he would say, let's get to the playoffs.
Well, it's a smart play for a guy who's the face of the franchise, who's leading the team. You know, if you're the quarterback, you always want to put team goals ahead of individual ones. Let's be frank about the whole thing. Yes, he wants to get to the playoffs, but he wants to do it well enough where he is also the Rookie of the Year. It's great recognition. It's a bonus in your contract. But even more importantly than that, it tells the rest of the league that you're playing at a really high level.
Popularity for him not a problem right now because we are told by everybody that the team store having a little trouble keeping his jersey in stock.
Yeah, it's been something because I have relatives who are all calling me saying, hey, how can I get his jersey? I send them right to the team website, buy his jersey yourself.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. To throw on second down, Coley. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson there to make the grab. And the Bears have taken the early lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man in concert.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
A little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off and not the ha-ha. That was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a man looking down the middle of the field. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
Stafford hands to Kerry.
Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
He's brought down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. Now he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
It's funny, partner, you often hear how tough it is for a rookie receiver to adjust to the NFL. I think the same is true for tight ends. You're asking them to do a lot in the NFL game with the additional blocking that many of them didn't have to do in college. And T.J. Hockenson, he's a number 8 overall pick in 2019 and had a good rookie season with 32 catches. I expect that number to go way up as he gets more comfortable with the NFL game. A nice catch right there for a first down.
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
It seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
Following the penalty is Johnson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Lions, nothing.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
Stafford gives to Johnson on the draw. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Eddie Goldman.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. This will be caught at about the 5. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
It's 4th.
So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 13-year man puts it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. And we remind you, lots more to come here in this opening weekend of the Return to Football 2020. Coming up later tonight, it's the national debut of SoFi Stadium in Southern California. The Cowboys and the Rams doing battle there. And then 2 more to finish off the week on Monday Night Football. The Steelers and Giants from MetLife Stadium and the Titans and Broncos from Mile High.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
And at the 25-yard line.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. to throw again. Coley. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 45 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown.
David Montgomery, 30 yards. And the Bears will extend their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks get them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Johnson, the ball.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
A gain of a yard.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stanford gets it quickly to Galladay. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now to Galladay on the jet sweep. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stanford. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Marvin Jones.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that one. He read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
On 3rd down, Stanford. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Bilal Nichols in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
4th down.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Bears take over. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on.
And then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First down.
CD, I tell you what, really impressed with this young quarterback off the field. He was telling us when he was in college, he used to have a weekly dinner with his receivers, tight ends, and linemen. And that's something that he wants to carry forward to the NFL, just that chemistry and getting with them off the field a lot.
It allows them to know him not just as a quarterback and a rookie trying to learn the game. They get to know who he is as a person. And let's face it, when you really get tight with a guy, there is more performance that's expected from everyone, and you produce a little bit more because you care about that person. What I liked was in the offseason, how he traveled from place to place trying to get to know these guys. He put that bonus money to good use.
And you can see it down on the field pregame, just the inside jokes, how familiar they are with one another. It's going to pay dividends. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Coley. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Throwing on 1st down. Coley toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
But that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Makes the score Bears 17, Lions 3.
Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Brings up 2nd.
So we reach halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Intended for Anthony Miller.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Lions will take over. So we're going to look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here and go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
They'll take over first.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there.
He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you judge how big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. Don't like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter.
At the 23-yard line.
Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still
trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
At the 20.
From the 24, Stafford, catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Stafford on 3rd down. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first.
That's good.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a first down.
I was going to say, on 3rd down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just got to shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the first.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
Leave on the coverage.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
Play action. Stafford. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Stafford. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Well, it's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. This is sort of what you would call the put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, they'll go drive with Montgomery. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Taken in, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
9 yards. First down, Chicago.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. It's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Coley. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Coley. throw there going to be incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. On first down, Stafford here. Screenplay, Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the Pro Bowler, was his intended target. But it's going to be 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stafford. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Now Stafford. And knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Lions go for it on 4th. It's Stafford. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. You're at the point in the game right now where you got to start taking some chances, and that chance paid off.
And it's a good idea to be that aggressive because, truthfully, the defensive guys, they're just playing not to make a mistake. That often means you can make a big play against them.
Stafford going to get this one to Johnson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Bears 45-yard line.
To the air again, Stafford. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground, and this is picked up by the Bears. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over, but that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drop.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And Miller will pull this one in. He's got it for the Bears touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
33-yard line.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
3rd and 2, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll go for it on 4th, but this one's going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a week 1 victory. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, and you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And that would be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. This is taken at the 18. 35 yards that time on the punt.
Lions take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Stafford looks to throw again. He finds his man Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from the
17 now. Here's a 1st and 10.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Bears, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they go down to defeat here in the open.
The regular season was off to a hot start, and I was full of confidence when I stepped up to the podium. If the press wanted a quote, I was going to give them one to remember. I said my piece, gave them a good quote to run with too, and stepped away. But despite my answer, I knew the games ahead would determine if the hype was real or just hot air.
I remember that day. I mean, the game plan flowed through you, but everyone has someone they can lean on. Which teammate helped you the most?
The whole team respected his opinion. He was sort of the veteran voice of the team everyone looked up to. No matter how things went, I knew I could count on him. One press conference that stands out to me in particular was when I first got to use my buzz from the season to build momentum for a big game we had coming up. More than anything, I hoped showcasing our strengths to the press and fans would also amp up my teammates. And it did. But it turns out they weren't the only ones who were listening.
Tonight, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
Historic Lambeau Field, fittingly it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Time to see the offense for Green Bay go to work. Aaron Rodgers leading them. What a career it's been. Came into the league back in 2005 as the number 24 pick out of Cal.
And the question swirled around Green Bay all offseason in free agency and through the draft. Did they acquire enough pieces to help their all-star quarterback, Aaron Rodgers? Just think about the last 2 years for him. 51 touchdown passes, just 6 interceptions, and rallied the Packers to 13 regular season wins last year and a trip to the NFC Championship game. He's still one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and the Packers are hoping to take the next step.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 6 yards left on second down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Akeem Hicks in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
He's going to go deep for Funchess. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 37. First carry now for David Montgomery. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Christian Kirksey.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Now this throw caught left side, and he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down. So, Charles, here we are. Calendars turn to November, and if you think about great performances that we have seen from this rookie class, look, this young quarterback, he's got to be right near the top of the list.
I would agree with that, and as you talk about the calendar turning, when I was in college, our coach always used to say that remember what you do in November, which meant the big push to the end of the season, headed towards a bowl game or a conference championship. Remember, he's got November and December coming up, going to be a little bit longer. I like where he is. I like his development. The pressure of being a high draft pick is no longer there. The pressure now is, can you guide your team towards a playoff spot? That's what he has to focus on now.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Into heavy.